Hi, welcome to One Acadiana's Candidate Conversation Series. I'm Keely McGivney, and this is Andre Bro here on the team at One Acadiana. We're bringing you candidate conversations so that you can get to know those who are running to represent you for offices across Lafayette Parish.
That's right. And for this conversation, we're joined by Amy Trahan, candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 4. Amy, thank you for joining us.
Very welcome. Glad to be here.
Well, let's get started with just the basics. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the community.
Well, I am a lifelong resident of Lafayette Parish. I have attended public schools throughout my journey as a younger person. I actually was in Head Start first off, and attended elementary, middle, high in public Lafayette Parish public schools. I then went on to UL to get my degree at UL, and then I further pursued additional degree at Northwestern State University. Education has been at the forefront and really cornerstone in my family, with me having, sister-in-laws and family members that actually are in education. It has been just that journey for me throughout this time. I'm married with 3 children, married to Alton Trahan, 3 kids, all who have gone through the Lafayette Parish public school system. And just really have been engaged in education for quite some time. My father-in-law was a bus driver, John Trahan. He's since passed, but we have just always been involved in education, in the quality of education for students and families in Lafayette Parish.
Well, great. It's great to get to know your background a bit more, and it leads into the next question, which is that background what inspired your run for school board? Why run for school board?
Well, it's for me, it's very personal, as I'm sure it is for all the candidates. But I'm first generation graduate, college graduate. That means a lot. And when I think about education in our community, how it is truly, and I'll use a quote from Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. When you think about it in that respect, I'm looking at all of the individuals who went before me to help pave the way for me. And I want to be that change agent to be the person, be that individual, that champion for our students in our community now. I think it's, for me, it's making certain that I am giving back to my community, and I'm making certain that students and families are being heard, their voices are being heard. And also what drives my passion is wanting to work with other school board members to set policies that can enact real lasting change, impactful change in our communities, especially those communities that have been underserved and have, disadvantaged households and backgrounds. And so for me, it's really personal. I want students to know that there are possibilities out there beyond what they possibly may see in front of them.
Well, as you think about some of those policies you would want to work with your fellow school members on, if elected to the school board, what are some of the things you would want to address? And we'll start with the short-term issues.
I think when we look at short-term issues, we really have to, even though it's short-term, we have to look at it in the immediate and long-term, because the immediate is going to affect the long-term. And right now, what we see in Lafayette Parish and throughout the state of Louisiana and the country is a teacher shortage. And that shortage has to be addressed in a manner that, yes, we're addressing it in the short term now, but it has ripple effects in our community long term, especially those high need schools that need teachers in place now. We really have to address that. So when we look at the profession of teaching, we have to look at truly valuing that profession of teaching, because just think about it. You know, you all with One Acadiana, you had someone had to teach you along the way, right? The governor's race, someone had to teach the governor, right? You know, K through 12. A teacher is that primary person to impact student lives. So we have to look at valuing teachers and actually looking at state and national peer salaries so that we can, number one, recruit the best of the best, but retain the best of the best so that we can provide to our schools in our community quality education.
Well, great. And you talked about that issue being short-term and long-term. As you think about the school system in the years to come, are there other long-term priorities that you've identified you think the school board needs to be focused on?
Well, I'll just piggyback on what I just said in regards to teacher recruitment and retention. I mean, we have to invest the long term in that, and we have to make certain that there are incentives to retain the teachers, as well as professional development for the teachers, giving them a path to grow within the system and not just look at them in that one snapshot in time. I also think there are many other issues that the school system really needs to address, short-term and long-term. When we look at truancy in our school system, well, you have to have the students there, right, to be able to educate them. And so we have to work with our child welfare and attendance office to make certain the policies that are in place are effective and or not putting an additional hindrance on students and families. But we also have to make certain that families, parents understand that truancy is a parent's, responsibility. Getting the kids to school, that's a parent's responsibility. But we have to provide the supports to make certain that those students that are truant, we are actually addressing what those root cause issues are. And when we look at truancy and, moving into other areas that the school board can look into in the short term and long term, we need to also be looking at transportation, how we transport our students back and forth to school safely. And we also have to look at the bus drivers, because they are key to getting our students to and from school. So if we don't have them in school, then how is it that we're going to educate them? So it's almost like a links to education. This is linked to truancy. This is linked to getting the students to school, but also we have to think about it as well, not just teachers and transportations and school safety on the bus, but we also have to look at it in the eyes as well of the support staff that we have. We couldn't do it. School systems couldn't do it without the support staff as well. So I think there are multiple things that are imminent now to address, because there are shortages in those areas and key things that actually we need to have, candid conversations if we want to progressively move our school district forward, and making certain that we have the community in mind to support what our efforts are.
Well, as you know, One Acadiana is an economic development organization, and we try to sell the region to business and talent to move into the region. And one of the first questions we get is, tell us about public education in your area. So if you were talking to somebody who was interested in moving to Lafayette Parish, what would you tell them about public education in Lafayette?
Well, first, I would tell them that we have so many different schools that can cater to the educational seeking that they are looking for their children, be it if it's elementary, middle, or high. We have different schools that are actually schools of choice. And so we have programs that involve different aspects of what would be considered the normal learning. So, we have the Montessori school, we have the business academy, we have the different areas within the district that offer dual enrollment courses. So we have advanced placement courses. And I would also share with anyone anyone who would ask, take a look at how we are building our schools up, how we are moving towards continuous school performance improvement, and making certain that they are aware that student success is paramount, is at the forefront of any of our initiatives. Is student success. Coupled with student success, we want to have teachers that are really happy and engaged to be part of our school system. So it will be a collective of those things that I would share, but I would also share with them that our district administrative staff works together with our school-based level staff and teachers to make those things happen, to accomplish the goals that we are all working toward. And I would also focus on the cafes, the community and family engagement, really sharing with them how we have buy-in from the community in regards to building our schools up. So when we talk about economic development, we are also talking about those different businesses that help build that are part of that. So I would tell them to, just really take a look at all of those things that are so, what is the word I'm looking for? That's so inviting to new parents and new families coming to Lafayette Parish. And of course, I would add, this is probably the best place to, eat food. We're in the heart of Acadiana. So
Well, that was a great sales pitch for our school system. Now give a sales pitch for yourself. If you were talking to the voters of District 4, tell the voters of District 4 why they should vote for Amy for school board.
Well, I would first say to them that I want to be their voice. I want to hear their voice. And I want them to know that they are part of the decision-making process in all of this. And I want them to also hear when I say, and I'm very passionate about this, I would work, my goal is to work for all students in the school system, not just District 4, but in particular District 4, since this is the district that I would represent. I would work and support and look towards moving schools in District 4 forward. I would support those students, the students and the family, as if they were my own, because you know what? I was in a family similar to a lot of the families in District 4. We didn't grow up with a lot of wealth, but what we grew up with was a lot of support for each other and making certain that we were building a village. And that's part of what it's all about, building that village and letting the people know that this is not just about putting, school board member District 4 on my resume. This is about being a change agent, being a champion for your student and for you as a family to progressively move communities forward, educational communities, neighborhoods, and communities. This is about moving that needle in so many areas that we sometimes overlook. And to be quite frank, generational poverty has set so many communities behind. And so I want them to know what they see in Amy Trahan is what I will be consistently representing for them. This is not just a one and done. This is a consistent, I care for you. I want to work with you. And I want your student to go out there and do whatever he or she or they may want to in their future, because it's all possible if we work together and we support each other. That's Amy Trahan.
Well, thank you, Amy. We truly appreciate you spending time with us to help the community get to know you. And that leads into our last question, which is, how can voters get engaged with you as they look to make their decision? How can they get more information on Amy?
Well, they can definitely go to my website, electamytrahan.com. I'm on Facebook, Amy M. Trahan. They can reach out to me that way. On my website as well, there's information if they want to send an email, if they want to call me. I'm always open for that as well. I am very reachable. My phone number is 337-366-1673. And the other thing is that I'm always about in the community. They see me out there and I see them out there too. And so I want them to know they can stop me at any time if they see me anywhere to have a conversation. They see me walking in their neighborhoods. They see me at church. They see me at the local store, and they see me at the, getting a plate lunch, on Sundays. So don't feel afraid and don't feel that you can't stop and talk to me, because you know what? I am here to listen. And if there's no one in District 4C to listen, then what is the purpose of being a school board member representing students and families in the district? So I'm always there and reachable for any of the members in District 4 and beyond, in the entire Lafayette Parish School District.
Well, great. Thank you. All right, everyone. That was Amy Trahan joining us. She's a candidate for Lafayette Parish School Board District 4. Amy, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck in October.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And good luck to all the other candidates as well.